My name is Jessica Miller-Merrell. I'm the founder of Workology and the creator of the ACE, the HR exam. I'm all about up-leveling, upskilling, and upgrading human resources professionals and the industry. I'm so excited for you to listen to this next clip from Claudio Diaz, where he's going to walk us through some of those interventions that we need to be thinking about in our organizations. Here's what you need to know.
Communicate it well to the teams. They take ownership for that, and each individual says, I'll take a part in that, or I'll do this, that, whatever it might be that we're expecting of them. So hopefully that gives you some idea of what is there. Now, all of those things that I just talked about are what we in OD call interventions. It's not a weird word, right? But if we go to some of the reality TV that's out there, there's usually a lot of shows that talk about interventions. So I want to spend a little bit on intervention 101, because one of the things that we should be thinking about is not necessarily just the outcomes and results. That's super important, but more important, how's the journey? And I think some of you have heard the term, the journey is the destination. If we can make the journey fruitful, then it doesn't matter where we're going. If my family decides to go to Florida, okay, and we're in the minivan for 9-10 states for 2 days to get to Florida, I don't care how pretty Florida is. If those 2 days are terrible, it's not going to be a great vacation. And the exact opposite is also true. No matter what is waiting for me in Florida, if the journey itself, maybe we stop and we look at the mountains in North Carolina or something like that. If the journey itself is memorable, the kids may not necessarily remember Mickey Mouse, but they will remember that we stopped in North Carolina in the mountains, etc. So the journey can sometimes become the destination. And in OD, that's what we want. We want the journey to be as actually arriving. And trust me, outcomes and results are critical. And so is the destination. So there are several ways that we can determine what the right path that we're going to travel to Florida is, right? And I'm going to go with this metaphor and analogy. I would get out my MapQuest or any tool that I have, Google Maps, you name it, and I would start to chart out the course for getting to Florida safely, and so I can enjoy the journey with my family as well. And so there's a couple of key models that I believe were in the study guide that you all are using that I'd like to hint on, because they have helped me in a big way. I have most of my career enjoyed leadership development, and I've had the pleasure of being somewhat of an instructional designer. And I don't know if you all know the acronym ISD, Instructional Systems Design, but I love building programming that helps people become better. And so many of you know the ADDIE model. The ADDIE model is one of the simplest ways to build a program. I'm not just talking about learning and development and training and development, though. I think we can use the ADDIE model for helping us be able to do our interventions very well, because we've got to analyze what's going on. There's a gap. Something is missing, and we want to fill that gap. So what we do is design programming, take a look at where the gaps are worst and best, and what would be the most effective experience we can give so that people can improve. And that's the development component. As they are improving, they're building skills, hopefully life skills, but also skills for the workplace. So if that worked with one, why not duplicate that then to others and start implementing it on a very large scale? Very large meaning more than just one person. So it could be training to a team. It could be training for the entire organization. In both organizations that I've been in two of the organizations, I've been in many, but that I did culture assessments, we did a training for the entire organization, and we did it in a cascading fashion, which means we focused on the executives first, then the directors, then managers, and then the rest of the workforce, because we wanted to live that. Well, as we were doing and implementing that, we had to get feedback systems. And that's what evaluation does, is it helps us understand how effective are we in making this work. In the learning and development sector, we'll talk in a few minutes how we do that. But in the OD sector, you've got a lot more tentacles that you've got to go out and pulse and survey to find out if you're doing well. And so it's a little harder. Nonetheless, I think this model does a good job of trying to help us as OD professionals do the work of helping other people become better at what they're doing. I hope this makes sense. Anybody use the ADDIE model? Has anybody used it in your work world? Well, I can tell you it's definitely something that if you talk to your learning and development professionals, they'll know about. And I would encourage you to really understand the different steps and try to follow them, even for improvement opportunities for yourself. Whether you want to read more or you want to lose weight, any goal that you have, what's the gap you're trying to close? What are the systems and processes you're going to design and develop so that you can start implementing a different habit and get feedback on how you're doing, whether you step on the scale or whether you now are more knowledgeable because you're reading books, etc.
Well, there you have it. I hope you got some insights from Claudio Diaz, walking us through organizational interventions. They're not always or ever like what you see on the television shows, like How I Met Your Mother and so many others. Claudio was part of our ACE the HR exam program. We help HR professionals pass their HRCI and SHRM certification exams. Thank you for watching. My name is Jessica Miller-Merrell. I'm the founder of Workology and the creator of the ACE, the HR exam. If you want to learn more about our HR study prep programs, you can go to learn.workology.com. We'll see you next time. Hey there, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked this video, if you got value out of it and you feel like it is helping you with your HR certification study prep or just learning more about business topics and how they impact the workplace, give me a like, give me a comment, and subscribe to this video. Let me know what other types of topics you want for future videos. I'll see you soon. Thank you so much for watching.